Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Well, actually, this is just meant for my history teacher online. So, anyways, today we're gonna be talking about the US government. Me and you, we both live there. So this is very important, so quiet up and listen down. Wait, scratch that, reverse it, let's do it.
And chocolate maker. So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that, reverse it.
The Constitution. Very big, massive, if you will. Massive document that encompasses our entire, framework of how we work as a country. What makes the Constitution, you may ask? The Constitution consists of the Bill of Rights. And you might be asking, Bill of Rights? Who is Bill and why is he made up of rights?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And I'm here to say to you that his name isn't Bill. His name is Constitution.
People are always talking, but what happens when the talk isn't cheap and it is what it is? Well, what I mean by this is...
And where am I going with this? Anyways, the Bill of Rights, basically the first 10 amendments of our Constitution, amendments/laws that make up the freedom of what we can do since we're Americans, okay? Sorry. It basically lists all the rights given to Americans and everybody on the land of the free, home of the brave. The first 10 rights, aka amendments, are known as the Bill of Rights. This gives us freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of the press. Okay, these are very important because if we did not have these things, then if I said I don't like the president, then I can be arrested. That's not good because that is unconstitutional.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Anyways, the Constitution itself is the law of the land. The Constitution lists all the rights we have as Americans and non-American citizens. The 27 amendments of the Constitution give us the unalienable rights that the federal government cannot overstep. So basically, if you're the president, you do not have the right, Bill of Rights, right? You do not have the right to tell me what to do. You cannot tell me what to do.
Pooja, what is this behavior?
I'm sorry, I kicked it by mistake.
You can't kick it by mistake.
Then pick it up if it bothers you.
No, you will pick it up.
You don't tell me what to do.
I can tell you what to do.
You do not tell me what to do. You do not tell me what to do.
Or what? Are you going to hit me?
Do you want it?
I don't want
Because you're
to.
asking for it. You're dying for it. Get off my back.
Pooja, what is this behavior? Basically, to make the Constitution was a huge thing in itself. For example, the Constitutional Convention. The Constitutional Convention, during the making of the Constitution, the Founding Fathers were having difficulty making compromises in order to write the law of the land, aka the Constitution. Ultimately, they compromised on having the states and the federal government have equal power. Basically, the thing is, with the non-federalists and the federalists wanted the federal government to have a lot of power. And they wanted a central bank, and they wanted more focus on the president instead of the people. The non-federalists were focused more on the people and less of... Basically the opposite. They wanted the states to have more control. And that the people get to vote for what they have, right? Basically, they both compromised and made up Congress, the legislative branch, and the executive office, which is the president, and his cabinet. They both have a equal amount of power in what they can do and what they can't. And James Madison also made the judicial branch, okay? So they all have equal power because they all check and balance each other. So, you see where I'm going with this? The Constitutional Convention basically made all the founding fathers compromise on having like a good government so that it's fair and equal for everybody. And what is the purpose of this government, you may ask? And the government has many purposes. For example, the government protects all the people within its realm. It also holds accountability and retains peace. So just because the government is the big guy, that's my cat. Just because the government is the big guy, and he or she, depending on where you are, he or she has control of what happens in the country, does not mean that they can be held accountable for what they do. Citizens of the United States can also rewrite the government if they ever see fit. Think about that. And what got us here, you may ask? That would be the Declaration of Independence. Oh, say can you... Sorry. The Declaration of Independence is the official breakup text that the U.S. gave Great Britain when it was being unjustly ruled over. Many of the philosophies in the past influenced it, and some of the philosophies we use now are because of the Declaration of Independence. It officially marked the start of the Revolutionary War. So, the Declaration of Independence is what got us to this point. What got us to have the freedom that we all know and love. The freedom of speech, the freedom of press, the freedom of this, then that. The reason why the Declaration of Independence was made was because we were being unjustly ruled over by Great Britain. Some of the colonists were sick and tired of Britain making taxation without representation, which means that there was nobody in Parliament representing the colonies. So it is not fair that they get taxed on like crazy. Some taxes include the Tea Act, the Stamp Act. Some other things about the Declaration of Independence is our favorite day of all year, the July 4th, 1776. Oopsies. Anyways, the Declaration of Independence was written July 4th, 1776, and was sent over to Great Britain. King George did not like this, matter of fact, and he was like, I want that. I want your land. I want the colonies. You guys don't get any say. So they have the war, okay? And now we have the government that we all know and love. And there are so we're going to compare the government of the United States to other countries. There are many types of governments throughout the world, and the U.S. uses a democratic republic. The U.S. spreads this kind of government to the world so that people can be free and not have to have a controlling dictator. Many countries still have this, however, but the U.S. still fights for freedom. So some examples of this can be the Vietnam War, how North Vietnam was communist and they wanted to keep that communism and spread it to the South. But the U.S. stepped in and said, no ma'am. And though we lost the war, we still protected the freedom of other people. The U.S. and other governments, the U.S. always wants to put freedom first and the people first before have a controlling dictator. But yeah, there's other governments, such as an authoritarian government, which is like Great Britain was back in the day. Back in my day, Great Britain was controlled by the king and the king only. Same thing with France. France had an absolute monarchy when they had a king, before Napoleon stepped in and said nah and had a revolution because they were inspired by the US. See where this all connects? Everything is always connected, let me tell you. Anyways, now let's talk about the US and the world. The US has huge influence throughout the world. We are the superpower of the world currently. For example, throughout the US's history, it has stepped into many of the world's affairs. It spreads the Constitution's beliefs and democracy throughout the world, as well as spreading peace throughout the world in many of the organizations it is part of, like the United Nations, aka the UN. So, after World War II, the big communist domino effect happened in Eastern Europe. West Europe and Eastern Europe were very, very different. The US was trying to influence all of Western Europe and stop the spread of communism because the US is very active throughout the world. Matter of fact, it was in World War I and II. So, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little lesson that I gave you today. Be sure to like and follow and subscribe. Don't forget to hit my Patreon, donate $5,000 to me. Anyways, much love, thank you.